Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have my I have my eye makeup on. I'm going to combine putting my face makeup on with a review of some new products that I've been using over the last week, couple of weeks, 3 weeks I think possibly. Now I'm going to pop the glasses off and we'll get going and I'll talk to you as I go because we don't want this to be too long. Hair out the way. Oh, I hate my forehead. Right, the first thing is 17's Stay Time Long Wear Primer for makeup that stays put. Wasn't terribly keen on 17 products because I thought they were on the rather cheap side, aimed at youngsters. But 17 have upped their game recently, and I have been buying 2 or 3 bits and pieces from them. I bought some lipsticks, if I can find them. I don't quite know what I've done with them. I recently bought this primer, and the primer looks like that. Now when I put primer on, I use my fingers, my hands, but I put primer on all of my face. I just rub it in. I don't have open pores, so I don't use a primer for that reason. I just use it to I just rub my eyebrow off, trying to be clever and not have to do my eyebrows on camera. I use it to need my mirror, excuse me. I use it for you know, making my foundation go on better and to stay on longer, which this surprisingly really does work. And I think it gives you a nice base to work on. I feel that it, to some extent, it I forgot what I was going to say now. It even outs your skin tone to some extent. Gives you sort of a blank canvas to work with. So that is that, and I think it looks really nice, and also it has a little bit of a sheen to it, and I feel that it shines through a little bit with your foundation. Now speaking of foundation, the one I am going to use is the Maybelline Dream Flawless Nude Liquid Touch Foundation, and my number is 10 Ivory. Now this is a liquid foundation and you have to give it a good shake before you start. One thing that I was a bit annoyed about, you don't get very much in a bottle. It's only 20ml. But saying that, you don't need very much at all. Now this is the most stupid system that I've ever seen. It's a dropper, and you are supposed to hold that over the back of your hand until it drops. Now, it takes a while. You know, I'm not going to stand there or sit there waiting for this darn thing to drop onto my hand. So what I do is do that. Just lay it on my skin and dot it on. It would have been much better if it had a pump, but there you go. And what I use to put my foundation on, I have used the Real Techniques blender sponge, if I can find it. There it is. I know it was in one of those. Yeah, I have used this. It's okay, but I still prefer my brushes. Right, I use a flat top brush. This happens to be a slanted kabuki one. I've used... Let me get my brush. I would have thought I was organised here. I have used the Real Techniques, what's that one? Buffing brush, or any of these type of kabuki brushes. I have lots of those. This one's quite a good one for putting it on. They're all sort of like that. That is the softest one I have. All these other ones are quite dense, or more dense than that one. Oh, sorry, but they do work. So I'm going to start buffing this in quite roughly to start with. Just get it moving onto my skin and do my forehead. Try and go around my brows so I don't have to do them. Got it. It goes into the skin really well. And when I put my foundation on, I give a really good buffing. Yeah, I'm not being gentle here. I like to buff it right into my skin. Like so. Excuse me, I have to blow my nose. Hay fever strikes again, sorry. I hate this time of year because you end up blowing your nose and you wear your foundation away on the end of your nose. So until I keep buffing until I feel that, you know, I'm happy with the way it's gone on. It is a medium to full coverage. The less you put on, you can get a lighter coverage with it. But I think this is a nice coverage. You can build it up to a fuller coverage, but this has only had the one coat, and you saw how much I put on. I didn't put a huge amount on. It is comfortable to wear. It doesn't have it doesn't have an awful smell like some foundations have. Sorry. It feels, it's not sticky. You could quite happily go out wearing this with no powder on. It feels like it's powdered already. What else can I say? The colour match I think is very good. Unfortunately, when I went to buy mine from my local Boots, they only had the two colours in, this ivory one and the next one up, so I don't know what the colour range is like. But I think, I mean, I have pale skin, but I'm not the palest. But this was the lightest colour that I could see, so I don't know if there are any lighter ones. But I like it. I will buy it again. I did get it on special offer when it was brought in. I think the real price is £8.99, but I think £8.99 for 20 ml is a little bit steep. But I like it that much that I will buy it again. It has taken over from my Bourjois Happy Light. Is it Happy Light foundation? As this is my favourite now. If that makes sense. I'm gabbling a little bit. I need a concealer. Sorry, I didn't get that either. Right, I'm going to use the Pro Concealer from LA Girl. If you haven't tried this, I recommend that you do, because it is a very good concealer. If you hadn't got dark circles under your eyes, you can get away with wearing this foundation with no concealer, if you're younger than I am, which I think everybody is at the... Oh, every time I go out I see all these young, gorgeous girls and I think, oh, what happened to my life? It's flown, seems to have flown by. Seems to have just gone, just like that. I don't know if anybody else feels like that. Right, I'm going to use, oh, this is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. I'm just using this to blend it in. I don't do the triangle because I don't like that great big lighting effect that it gives you. I just do under my eyes, cover my circles, or as best I can, around my nose, because I have a little bit of redness on my nose, and I seem to have a little boo-boo coming up on the end of my nose, which is lovely. So this is another review for this brush. It is quite dense, it's quite stiff, it doesn't bend around a lot, you know, when you're using it, it doesn't splay around a lot. It is the perfect size for getting underneath your eye into the corner, and it is just the perfect size for doing that, and in your corners of your, well, not your corners, do you, in the circles of your nostril there. Fits perfectly. It's the right density for brushing in your concealer. I used to use one of these small kabuki brushes, but now this is what I use now. Very, very good brush. If you haven't already got it or something like it, I recommend that you try that. Right, that's that done. Now I'm going to do little bits of powdering, and I'm going to use the Essence All About Matte powder. So I'm just going to tiny little bit, and that is just sort of under my eyes, around my nose, and then I just do a quick, just to blend that out. I haven't put any more on my brush. And again, I just give it just a good sort of buffing over, like so. And that's all I do there. I'm going to use my Real Techniques Bold Metal. I've got a long hair there. Oh, that's just come out of there. You can see it. No, I don't think you can see that. That's just come out. And it's the 301 contour brush. Sorry, it's a bit grubby. I did use it yesterday. I have two contour palettes that I'm going to tell a little bit chat about. This is the Beauty UK one, and this is the cream. This is the cream one. you have a warmer tone in the middle and then a cooler, darker tone on the outside. That's the middle one. And then you have a highlight powder on the end. I really, really like this palette. There you can see the colours there. And I'll just give them a little bit of a buff out. Yeah. That is the darker one, that is the lighter one. And then you've got the highlight powder there. Really, really nice. They're lovely and creamy. They blend well. They stay on your skin really well. And I actually, when I use that, I actually put it over the top of my powder. Now, these dry down to like a powder finish. And when you actually put them on your skin, you can actually blend over your powder and it doesn't make your powder go clumpy or horrible like that. It just works. Because really you'd think a cream product would go on top of your foundation and then your powder. But I tried it that way and I found that my contour just disappeared under my powder. It wasn't right. So I tried it. I thought, you know, this is not going to work, you know, because this was my first cream contour kit. And one day I had forgotten to put this on first, and I thought I'd powdered, and I thought, you know, just stick it on, you know, and see what happens. And that's how I found out that it actually goes over powder. Yeah, really good. Really like that one. And then there is the Flawless Chiseled Cheeks Contour Kit from Barry M. I'm not keen on this one. I feel that the colours are not quite right for my skin. That one's too dark, that one's a little bit light for me. And I just feel that when I put them on my skin, they look a bit muddy. As you can see, they just don't seem the right colour for my skin. I will use them because I hate to have things and leave them lying there, but it isn't my favourite palette. The light one, that's a pretty you know, creamy white powder. So what we're going to use is the cream one, and I'm going to use a little bit of the one in the middle, and you will see how it works over the powder. So I start in my hairline. You can suck your cheeks in if you wish. And I stop about there, so about there, with my contour. I don't go any further. I'll pop a little bit more on. I'm coming back to blend that in a moment. So at the hairline and bring it down. And I'm going to take a tissue and just rub my brush a little bit, and then I am going to blend upwards with the contour, and I give the little line at the bottom just a little fade. Sorry, I just dragged my mirror in front of the camera. I do apologise for that. So blend it out, blend the bottom line just a fraction. What you don't want to do is go like this and end with it all up down the side of your cheek, or down your side of your jawline there. And then I take a little bit and contour down the side of my nose. Take it a little bit into this area here, because that helps to narrow the side of your nose. So I brought that a little bit too far over onto the front of my nose there a little bit. And then I take my finger and blend that line away to start with. And then I take my powder brush and blend, because I don't like to see a hard contour down my nose, so I just blend it away like that. And then I take the brush again with a tiny amount on, and I contour around the bottom of my nostril area and the tip of my nose, and again with the powder brush powder it down. And then I take a little bit and do up near the hairline and to the temple. Just like that. And that's the extent of my contour. I like a little bit of contour, but I don't like it too heavy. And then in a haul I showed you this cheek palette from JC Nadia Paris Cosmetics. You get 10 colour blush palette. And sorry, it's a bit dirty in there. And these are the blushes that I got in this palette. I haven't used them all yet, but the quality of the powders here are just amazing. This was $5.99 from eBay. If you remember, I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes. One of the eyeshadow palettes has 5 blushes in, I think it is, as well. They're really, really good sized blushes. They're a creamy texture. They're not at all powdery. They have a lovely finish, and they go on so well. Can't wait to wear this bright pink one in the summer. It's lovely. Really, really nice. That's the pinks, or some of the pinks. And then we have some of the brownier tones and peach. And this is a gorgeous colour. That one is stunning. That's going to be nice in the summer too. And that one. These two are dark, but just remember, you know, I have given you really good swatches there. I mean, you imagine when it's on your cheek, you're going to obviously blend it out. That was that one, and then this one here. I mean, once you've blended, they're going to be so pretty. Well worth the money, I think. I don't think you can go wrong with it. I lost my brush. There it is. I'm just going to use a little hairy brush, small kabuki That's still stuck. I'm going to have to trim that. And I think I'm going to use this one, yeah, this one here, because I have quite a dark eyeshadow makeup on. I don't want to go too dark. So I've put it onto my brush and I've dabbed it on the back of my hand, and now I'm going to apply it to my cheeks. So yeah, apply it in sort of circular motions and sort of buff it in. That's quite subtle, that's quite nice. So I've done that again with my mirror, haven't I? So I just move the chair back. I keep catching this piece of furniture behind me with my chair. Right. And blend the colour. Probably chatted away like mad in this video, and it's probably been garble. I'm not good at reviewing products. I never know what to say about them. I mean, I know I like them, and I know if I don't like something, but I just don't know how to explain the product away to you and how to get the right words to say about what I like about them. So we're just putting a little bit more of that on there. I think that's really pretty. I didn't want too much of a too much of a heavy colour there. I'm just going to dust the tissue. Just going to dust off my blusher brush, and I'm going to go into the Barry M powder highlight colour, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that and put that on the top of my cheek, and I like to take it round my eye a little bit in a C shape. Like that. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush and run that down the centre of my nose. Just onto my forehead a little bit. And then I'm going to put on the Cupid's bow. That is a matte highlight, it's not a shimmery one. I don't have actually anything shimmery here to put on my Cupid's bow, but that has lightened it up. I am going to use Jordana, I'm going to move you down a little bit, Jordana lip liner. In Rock and Rose. It's like a neutral colour. Just going to outline my lips and fill them in. Zoom you in a tiny bit to do this. Like that. That's a nice lip liner by itself. And then I have an Almay lipstick here in 540 Flushed. I think that says Flushed. And it's like a neutrally colour. And then I'm going to apply that. There we go. It's a neutral colour. I'll zoom you out. Tip you back up. Pop my scarf on. I'm going to wear. That's a long scarf, and I've just folded it in half. I'm just going to find the fold. If I can get hold of it. Like that. I'm just going to tuck both ends through the fold and wear it like that. I'm going to pop out in a little while. I'll just zoom you in on my eyes a little bit. Let me cut the camera up a little bit more. There we go. And zoom you in. I have 2 eyeshadows on and a black one for an eyeliner. There you go. The eyeshadow is MUA and it is shade 12 Pearl. I'm not sure if they still do this. This is a dupe for MAC's Club. It's a duochrome shadow, as you can see. You have like a blue, a green in there, and if you see around the edge you can see a brown. And the more you blend, the more the colour changes. See, if I first put it on, you've got the more blue tone, or bluey green tone, and then the more you blend, the browner it goes. So what I have done here, I've packed it on the lid, and as you can see there's the bluey green brown tone, and then when I got to the crease, there's no crease colour in there at all. What I've done is got a brush and I've really blended into the crease, and this has given what appear a different colour in the crease. And then I have Wet n Wild's Brulee on the brow bone, and this eyeshadow, this is a black eyeshadow which I used, then brought it over the table from my white drawers there and dropped it midway. So I've had to repair it, so it's not looking terribly pretty. So that's still drying. And that's the make. And I've used that to do a line close to the lashes, and that is how I have done this look. Actually, Wet n Wild have that in one of their palettes. Let me see if I can find it. It's one of their 8-pan palettes. There we go. Found it. It is very similar to this colour. Let me zoom you out. Whoops, in. And now the Comfort Zone. I should imagine, oh, majority of you have the Comfort Zone palette. And the colour is here. And it works the same as Club, and it works the same as the MUA. I don't own Club anymore. I wore it down to a fraction round the rim and gave it to a friend. So that is the Wet n Wild one, that is the MUA one. But I can assure you that they are a very, very close dupe, both of those, to Club. And I'm sure it's Club. I'm saying it's Club. I'm sure it's Club. Yeah. So that's the Wet n Wild one. And this is the MUA. So you've got the MUA one here and the Wet n Wild one. As you can see, they are identical. So don't worry, don't panic. If you like it and you haven't got the MUA one, I'm sure you can get the Comfort Zone, or you will own the Comfort Zone in your collection. It gives a nice look. I haven't used this shadow in quite a while. I'd sort of forgotten about it a little bit. But yeah, it's a unique look. I like the duochrome shadows. So there you go. That's the look of the day and the review of a few things that I've put onto my face. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I haven't bored you to death and rambled. I feel like I've rambled a bit. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.